Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, and the Premier League. These are not just football clubs, these are the places where some of South Korea's biggest weapons have been tested, and on June 25th, Bafana Bafana are not just facing South Korea, they are facing players who have been fighting against some of the best footballers in the world every single week, and the scary part is this. Most people will look at this match and say, just stop Son Heung-min, but that could be the biggest mistake South Africa makes, because South Korea are not a one-player team. They have a goalkeeper who has saved his country in big moments, a midfielder who learned football at one of the greatest academies in the world, a player who battles against Premier League defenders and attackers who can punish one small mistake and wait until you hear number one, because that is the player who has carried Korean football for years. And before we get there, you need to know about the 6 players who could make Bafana's night very difficult. Number 7, Kim Seung-gyu. And yes, we are starting with the goalkeeper, because sometimes the player who destroys your plans is not the player scoring goals. It is the player stopping them. Kim Seung-gyu is the type of goalkeeper who can make a team believe they cannot be beaten. He has more than 80 international appearances for South Korea, and that experience is something you cannot buy. This is not a player who is entering a big match, scared by the atmosphere he has already played under pressure, with millions watching, and when the pressure rises, that is when experienced goalkeepers become dangerous. Kim has played in Asia's biggest competitions, and he has faced attackers who know how to finish chances. He understands how strikers think, and he knows that at international level, one save can change the entire story. His biggest strength is his reactions, because many goalkeepers guess, but Kim studies. He watches the striker's body position. He waits for the shot, and then he explodes into action. This is why Bafana cannot waste chances, because against a goalkeeper like this, you might only get 1 or 2 clear opportunities, and if you miss them, South Korea grows stronger. Another thing that makes Kim dangerous is his leadership. A goalkeeper sees everything. He sees the space behind defenders. He sees where danger is coming from, and he communicates with his backline constantly. South Korea are not just defending with 11 players, they are defending with organization, and that is why beating them will not be easy. And here is something South African fans should remember when you play against teams like this. You cannot just look at the famous names, because sometimes the quiet players decide the match. But if you think the goalkeeper is the biggest problem, wait until you hear about number 6, because this player can destroy attacks before they even reach the Korean defense. Number 6, Park Seong-ho. And this is the type of player that casual fans might not notice, but coaches love players like him, because football is not only about the players who score the goals, it is also about the players who stop the goals from happening. Park Seong-ho currently plays for Birmingham City in England, and playing in English football is not easy every week. The game is physical, the speed is high, and every mistake gets punished. But Park has developed because of that environment before becoming a professional star. He also spent time at Barcelona's famous academy, and that tells you something about his football education. Barcelona are known for producing players who understand space passing and intelligence, and Park carries those qualities into his game. He is not the midfielder who just runs around chasing the ball. He thinks before the ball arrives, he knows where the next pass is going, and he knows where the danger will come from. His job against Bafana, attack. The dangerous thing about midfielders like him is that they can change a game without scoring a goal. One tackle, one pass, one decision can create a huge moment, and he has played with and against high-level players because of his career in Europe. So he knows the level required. When Bafana try to build attacks, they cannot forget about him, because the first battle is going to happen in midfield, and whoever controls that area controls the game. But now we move to a player who is different, because this next player does not need to control the match. He just needs one chance, and that is why number 5 is a serious warning. Number 5, Oh Hyun-gyu, the striker. And this is the type of player defenders hate, because some strikers need 10 chances before they score. But Oh is dangerous because one mistake can be enough. He plays for Besiktas in Turkey. Number 4, Hwang Hee-chan. And now we are talking about a player who has already experienced the highest level of football, because this man plays in the Premier League with Wolverhampton Wanderers. And if you know the Premier League, you know there is no easy game there. Every single week you are fighting against world-class defenders and attackers, and Hwang Hee-chan has shown that he belongs at that level. And this is where Bafana Bafana need to be careful, because his biggest weapon is not just speed. It is the timing of his speed. Many players are fast, but they do not know when to use it. Hwang knows exactly when to attack a defender. He watches the fullback. He watches the space, and the moment he sees a mistake, he is gone. And that is why Premier League defenders respect him, because you cannot switch off for even 1 second. He has played against some of the best players in the world, and he understands the intensity needed at the highest level. He has faced defenders who play for top European clubs, and he has learned how to survive against them. His style is direct. He wants to move forward. He wants to attack space, and he wants to put defenders under pressure. And for Bafana, this is a problem, because South Africa like to push players forward and create attacks. But every attack creates a risk when you lose the ball, and the transition begins. Hwang is one of the first players who makes opponents uncomfortable, because modern football is not only about talent, it is about effort as well. And Hwang gives South Korea you hear about the next player, because this is the man who could control the entire match without scoring. Number 3, Heung-min. And this is the type of player that football experts notice, because he might not always be the player making the headlines, but he is the player who makes everything work. He currently plays for Feyenoord in the Netherlands, and Dutch football has always been known for producing intelligent footballers, players who understand tactics, movement, and space, and Heung-min fits that style perfectly. His biggest strength is his football intelligence. He understands when to slow the game down and when to speed it up. He connects the defense and the attack, and he gives his team control when opponents are trying to press him. He does not panic. He finds solutions. And that is what separates good players from special players, because pressure reveals the mentality of a footballer, and Hwang is comfortable under pressure. He has also been trusted by South Korea because of his leadership.